Welcome back to Cottage Designs by Erin, where today we are on day 2 of the Christmas cottage quilt. So it's coming together. It's starting to look really cute, but I'm going to tell you something. I have had nothing but problems with this. So I paid $75 for this kit, which I thought was a deal because it came with all these beautiful applique threads. Which, I mean, if you know anything about applique threads, you would normally pay $60 for just this. So the fact that I got the whole quilt with the fabric and the directions all in the neat and tidy little bag, I thought that I had hit the jackpot. And I love how quaint this is. It's so cozy and darling. So yesterday, I opened the kit online and started making it. Well, problem number 1 was the checkerboard top. You had to sew 2 strips together and then cut them apart at 2-inch increments and then sew them back together in these little 4 patches and then sew the whole strip. The whole strip was supposed to measure 27.5 inches long. Well, if I would have cut it off where it said to cut it off at 27.5, it would have been right like in the center of one of these designs and it wouldn't have matched up. So it started with that. So it's actually a little bit wider than it's supposed to be. So then I started sewing the background squares together. This is much larger than it looks. It's a wall hanging. And, pardon me. So I ended up having to cut it a little bit larger, which it looks fine. I mean, I'm glad that I did that because otherwise I don't know if I would have had room for the tree. All right, so now I start to fuse the pieces in place. I peel the back off live and I'm trying to stick it down, and I had read the directions and it said do not use steam. So I'm ironing and I'm holding in place 7 seconds and I'm 7 seconds and 7 seconds and it's not fusing. So that's the second problem I had. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to put steam on it, whether I'm supposed to or not. Well, when I started steaming it, it actually started to stick. So that worked out okay. Now it comes time to start sewing it down. So I shut the camera off and I started working on the applique. This thread, I mean, I guess this whole thing, I found it online and it's from 2010. So this is a very old kit. So the threads are old. So I go get that yellow out and I start sewing down the windows and a great big mouse nest ball comes up on the back of my fabric. I'm like, what the heck? So I check my bobbin. Is the bobbin upside down? No, it was fine. Do I have my settings correct? Yes, they were fine. Go through all that. It was the thread. So I had purchased way back in May of this year, I bought myself the Holt thread set. And this is, you can buy this from my Amazon store, or you can go to shabbyfabrics.com and buy it, but it's outrageously expensive on Shabby Fabrics. I think it's $300. But look at this. When you open this up, you have almost every single possible applique color. And there's a little chart at the top, and it says 50 weight orange spools for machine piecing, machine or hand applique. 80 weight wooden spools, which is the ones that have wood on the end like this, are 100% cotton spools for machine or hand applique. But look at these glorious colors. I mean, you would have almost absolutely every color you would need in there. So I started using these threads for it, and it's working out just fine. So I just thought I'd tell you about the pitfalls of dealing with an older kit, you know, things that I would not have thought of. So I am going to put this back underneath the needle, and we're going to go ahead and do some zigzag applique on it. Let me take this down. So I've been putting on a very fine zigzag number 2. Let me show you my work here. and I'm going over the edges, and I mean, it's turning out very pretty. And then you also have to realize that once you get all this zigzagged in place, you will then, I'll probably either take it to a long arm quilter and have it quilted all over, or I might try to quilt it myself, maybe every ½ inch or something. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do. I've spent a lot of money this year having quilts professionally quilted, and I probably need to slow down on that. So I might just do this one myself. I don't know. Okay, so let me bring my machine back up. And I currently have red thread in here because I just got done doing the chimney. So let's see. Now it looks like I need a dark brown. And, you know, I've already got, I don't know how many hours invested in this. Probably 4 hours at least, and it's nowhere near done. So these are the kind of things we don't think of when we get into these projects, because we think, oh, that's just so cute. I don't care how much time I have in it, until you get started on it, and then you go, what was I thinking? And these Lori Holt threads are by Aurifil. They're made in Italy. They're super wonderful. I think I paid, they were $300. I did not pay that. I had a birthday discount when I bought these. And I also had saved up my rewards with Shabby Fabrics, and so I didn't have to pay full price for them. Thank goodness, because I would feel bad about spending $300 on thread. Okay, I'm just about threaded up here. I try to be a frugal quilter. I don't always get the job done, but, you know, I started off with hand-me-down fabric and cardboard templates, and I always remind myself of that fact, that you don't have to have fancy supplies to make beautiful quilts. But I will say there are a lot of supplies out there that are time-saving, which would be nice. But quilting has become a very expensive hobby, if you try to have all the latest, greatest in particular. Okay, let me get that in here. Well, that didn't help any. Okay, so I'm going to go down here to my machine. This is an old machine. It's not a self-threader. Okay, so when you start your zigzag, I have a little bitty notch right in the center of my foot. And I line that notch up on the edge of whatever it is I'm trying to zigzag down. So I'm going to do the front door. Get myself on a zigzag. Okay, we're good. So I'm basically driving my material right down the center of that little notch on my presser foot. That way then we're sure to get the thread on either side of the piece to get it to adhere in place. Okay, so we have the door finished. I am very thankful that this did have the adhesive on the back, because I haven't done a lot of machine applique, and I would hate to think that I would have to cut out 64 pieces and put the adhesive on it. That would be a nightmare in my opinion. So I'm glad that these already had the sticky glue on the back. All right, now we're going to do the roof. Okay, so, and then you would just continue on like this and do the other parts and pieces. So here's what we just did. We did that little fine zigzag on the door. We still have to do the wreath. We still have to do the sidewalk. So I just thought I'd give you an update on the project and let you know about the pitfalls I ran into, and that even though this has been a struggle, I still love it. I think it's going to be beautiful once it is finished. Please stop back by later today, because I'm going to have another video for you. Thank you.